First shot, 10% elevation. Second shot, 0% elevation. That was the first. This will be the second. Basically, just follow my spins. This shot here, I like to use high accuracy. Basically, just lining it up with a hole. Go straight at the hole and give it 2 back, 1 right spin. Because it's got a right to left roll on this green, so I'm trying to keep it from rolling down in case I hit a great ball. So I recorded this. If you hit the driver around 393 yards, it'll play in max distance. 407, I played it at about mid distance of the Kingfisher. Basically, you can see what we did on the drive. Just give it about overpower down to the bottom. This is par 4, so there's an eagle. That's hole 1. Catch you on hole 2. Alright, hole 2, par 3. This year I played the blue touch in the rough. I believe what I'm doing to establish where I put the yellow ring is looking at the bounce on the green. You can see it lands inside that square there. So I'm trying to move it so it lands inside that square basically. This little wee cornered square there on the green. You're giving it full right spin. And we adjusted this at 10% maximum distance. And you can see how much curl we give it. And that's hole 2. Let's check out hole 3. Alright, this is hole 3, par 5. We've had this hole quite a few times in the past. Through this whole tournament we have, every hole. So what we're trying to do here is drive it down as far as we can. We chose the big topper with the top spin. Just giving it full overpower, power 3 ball. Some people like to use a power 4 or a power 5 ball. It does make your second shot quite a bit easier. But I tend to save my specialty balls for when I move up to pro and expert. So 411. The second shot's going to be tricky, but let's take a look. Okay, this is where we pack a wood club that has the most distance. With me, it's a big dog. And there's 2 ways to play this. You can see the hill on the green, the way the greens go down, funnel down towards the green. What I was trying to do is go on the left-hand side here, but I couldn't get it far enough over to the left. And just play the top of the hill with about, or top of the green there with about 3 backspin. And let it just slide down to the right. It'll funnel itself down. But we couldn't do that, so we had to do more of a head-on shot here. So it's just a matter of getting a proper backspin in your club. And here we're trying to take a look at how many rings we're going to get a push here of 3.8 with the tailwind. So we're trying to figure that out. And we're trying to figure out how much overpower to give it. And how much backspin to give it. And as you can see, we give it pretty much the perfect amount. It's a very tricky shot, but I'll show you what we did on the other 9 for that particular shot. Southern Pines 5. And like I said, it just matters how far your drive is. That's going to tell you how much backspin you're going to need. For this particular shot, we got a little bit closer to the sand trap with it. So naturally we want to put backspin on it to get it to stop once we make the jump over top. So here we're trying to figure out how much backspin to give it, how much that 3.0 wind is going to push us, roughly about a ring and a half. So we figured with a ring and a half, we're going to need about a half a ring to a ring overpower. That's what I was kind of guessing here. So you can see we give it overpower. About a half to 3/4 of a ring. Made the jump. Cleared it. Rolled it over. Left it with a very easy eagle chip from that point. So that's basically all you want to do. Just give yourself an opportunity for the eagle. So that's hole number 3. Okay, we're back for hole 4. This is a par 4. Basically gonna play the left hand side for this tournament. Going full top, 4 right, quasar, getting the white ring so it touches the rough. This way it gives us a good starting point that we can work with every time we play this hole. Adjusting this at 10% I believe, then we're gonna push it back up. And then we're just going to hit it straight. No curl. You can mark down the yardage here. This way for your second shot, you'll know if it's minimum distance, mid distance, max distance. Okay, this is shot number 2. We played this at 10% elevation. That's important to know, especially for this particular shot. First shot we took 10% as well. Here we run the guide to the hole, just through it, just past the flag you can see, by about 6 inches. We play that the same every time. We kind of favored the left of the flag just a hair too, because we're going to get a wind push. So I got written down here 347 yards off your drive would be played at 10% and about 27% club. 352 I believed I played at 25%. It worked. So that's hole 4. Alright, back for hole 5. We did get a hole-in-one with this hole, but not on this particular account. I'm just showing you how we did it here off this pad. Now I believe this is played at 10% elevation. It's just a matter of looking at the squares to the right of the flag, figuring out where to put this bounce. Here it looks like we're playing on that white square right on the corner. Now this will tell you if you hit perfect the results of your shot on where it lands and where you may have to move it the next time you play it. Of course we hit a great ball, that ain't going to help us much. But it did come very close, so if we didn't hit that great ball, we might have had the shot there. Just a matter, like I said, the placement on the green, playing your 10% elevation, and looking at that tip of the ball guide, finding out how it reacts. I believe the more the right you play, the more left it's going to roll. The more left you go, the more right it'll go. Right of the flag. So anyways, that's hole 5. See you on hole 6. Okay, this is hole number 6. Another hole where we did get an albatross, but not particularly on this account. So let's take a look at what we did. Seems like I was constantly changing this shot here. Oh yeah, here it's a matter of going just to the left side of that bush, that red bush. We're going at pretty much minimum distance of the club here. I got the red touching the shadow roughly in that range. Going full overpower. Full slice. And you can see how much spin we put on the ball. That'll leave us with a sniper. And with the sniper, we played it at, I believe it was 0%. We settled with 0% elevation. We want to go about 3.5 top is what we're looking at. And I found out later what I did wrong. That's how I finally solved the problem here. As you can see, this is going to miss to the left. Looks like it goes through, but what you want to do is you want to look at the straight part of the guide, not where it starts to turn. And line the straight part of the guide up to the hole. Because you got a wind push here, you're going to have the momentum. So when you can see it start to curl, that makes it gonna, see, we missed it to the left. How I solved that problem, like I said, is I just moved the guide back a little bit further, not too much. And I lined it up so the straight part of the guide was going at the hole. Doesn't matter if it was turning or not, you line it up straight with the hole and you'll get it. So here's hole 7. Okay, what do we do here now? We played this at 10% elevation. Now it's important to get the elevation properly on the second shot, because I believe I kept playing it at 10%, kept missing it. Couldn't figure out why, so finally I played it at 0% elevation for the second shot. And I did sink it. Once I figured out the elevation, I didn't have much problem after that. Now, I went with Grizzly because it's got a better ball guide. And you only need a Marlin here. And we're going with 2 top. No side spin. And you don't want to push it up too far. You want to have the fairly low so that the tip of the ball guide is going into the hole, not past the hole, basically into it. If it does go past, it shouldn't be too much. So, like, instead of having the yellow target up high on the hill, you want to have it lower. I discovered was better as well. And just a matter of hitting it perfect here. And away you go. You got yourself a eagle. There's hole 7. Okay, let's take a look at hole 8. I think I did sink this one too eventually, but not on this shot. I believe when I did sink it, I went one top spin. One top spin, and you want that, you want it so the guide is pretty much running in along that line, or maybe just a hair to the right of it. That's a trick on this hole. So almost one top spin, I believe I went, plus 10%. As you can see with this one, we were going right at the hole, but it died out. We didn't have enough top spin. So that's hole 8. Okay, this is hole 9, the final hole for this 9-hole cup. A lot of people are using a Zerker here, a power of 5 ball. But like I mentioned, I don't like using those. I'm kind of cheap with the balls. So here it's just a matter of pretty much going full over power. I'm noticing a little bit lower winds, like 2.6 and stuff, we could go full over power, but 3.7, I kind of backed off on the full over power just a little bit here, just because of the wind. Of course, you can see we had a great ball, by pretty bad great ball, but still ended up okay. .406, not. So as you can see, 406 wasn't a great shot. It's because we hit a great ball. I like to hit it generally around 413, 14, 15, because it puts us further back here than what we want it to be. So we go full top, but one right, try to line it up with the hole here. This year I believe we all played roughly about 5% elevation. First shot's 10%. So we adjusted at 5%. Then we figured out how much overpower we're going to have to give this. We're trying to hit this about 3/4 into the rough, have it roll out. You can see we just clipped the end of it. Still an easy putt for an eagle. So that's a 9-hole cup. Thanks for watching, folks. I've got another one starting here actually today, so I'm going to have to work on that one, get some content out. So be safe out there, and thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.